And since we don't have audio, I think it's recording, but we didn't hear that recording in progress. In fact, I didn't get the pop-up menu either, so.
Mine says the meeting is being recorded.
Does it? Okay. All right. So, welcome everybody. You were out of here when I was up making my rounds, so, but I'm glad you came. Okay. All right. And Ed just walked in, and we have a special guest tonight. Holly is with us. Okay. So, very glad to have her here. Okay.
Right.
So we've,
Yeah.
so meeting's gonna be a little different tonight. Just a little different. Okay, what we're gonna do tonight is, well, we're gonna go through, the minutes, and then we're gonna talk about a little old business, and we're gonna talk a little new business. All right, but when it gets to the pictures, okay, when you come up, rather than go ahead and tell us where you took it, how you set it up, any technical stuff you want to share with the group, okay? But how many of you have seen your critiques? Good, because the critiques came out super fast. It was like 1 day turnaround, the fastest I've ever seen it, okay? When you come up, what I want you to do, since you're the only one that has seen your critique, all right, I haven't seen the critique. What I got was a mass form with just names and scores. And did you get that?
I got the critique for me. I didn't get that one.
You should have got an email from me or the club, depending on what account I was in, that had a Word document that shows everyone that submitted photos. It has their name, the 3 or 2 or 1 photo they submitted,
Okay.
and what the score was,
Okay.
but no critiques.
Okay.
Okay. So when you come up, like I said, tell us about your photo, and then if you want to share the critique, or talk about what you agree with. In fact, what I'd like you to do is maybe there was nothing you agreed with, okay? And that's fine. Say, I didn't agree with anything, okay? And that's fine. But if you did agree with something, and you want to share it, okay? I'd kind of like to hear, because from what I understand, these critiques were all formatted the same way, as opposed to last month where some were formatted one way, some formatted another way. But the sample critique I was sent to see if, yeah, that's something we could use, was talked about the things that you did good it's scoring 12 categories. And it picks some of the categories where you scored high end and talks about that. Then it picks some of the categories that you scored low end and talks about that. And then it gives an overall score and then recommendations for improvement. And one of the things I saw in the sample critique I was given, which was on the photo I asked them to critique for me, was it took the title that I submitted for the photo and talked about it when it was in storyline, okay, or the story. But then it recommended potentially an alternate title that would give it more impact. I'm going, well, I didn't think about that.
Okay, I thought that was a little much. I got that from all 3 photos, and I was like, what's the title? I don't know.
Well,
Take away from the picture. And the suggestions were just way out there, and I'm like, I wouldn't change that. So, I don't know, I thought that was a little over the top, but. Oh, last year.
PSA judges. Hang on.
Went down, yeah, yeah.
I couldn't catch all that.
That suggestion for a different title, can you also give a score for that? Because on mine, on his things for improvements are need to be better than the score drop. And so the overall average drop. So I wondered if he did that for the titles.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know the score dropped? Because there's only one score.
But they have to give each separate category a score.
Yes.
And then
And then there's an overall average score, right?
so the overall average score.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying also. And I wondered if you did that for the title, I can see it doing it for something technical, but I'm surprised to do it.
I just know it's just a suggestion. I don't think they took
For the
points
right here.
for the time.
Yeah.
But they suggested, why don't you try this or that, and I thought, that's a little much, but anyway.
Well, you got to remember. All right, let me ask you this. I'm gonna take a couple of real quick surveys. You got a choice between Panda Express and PF Chang's. Who's gonna go to PF Chang
No, right now.
for dinner?
Already.
Who's gonna go to Panda Express?
That sounds more affordable.
Okay. Well, listen,
Yeah, you can do that.
that's a choice,
Good.
okay?
Better.
Couple of people picked Panda Express. About 3 of you picked PF Chang. Some of you didn't know what PF Chang's was,
Yeah,
okay?
we should submit at least 2 titles.
There you go.
You want to submit 2 titles?
We just put it in like.
That's what it sounds like,
No.
parentheses,
It-
second
but a title is not a criteria.
Let me share with you my critique,
Okay.
okay? On my critique,
Personal choice.
I had about 4, go ahead.
Oh, no, we're just,
Well,
that's exactly,
they can suggest it, but doesn't mean you have to accept it.
Right.
And that's from their point of view.
right, right.
On
Okay.
mine, I felt like that
Because of
part
the
was
background.
more,
Okay, Terrence got the floor.
on mine, I felt like it was more about the story that it was telling, like that it was that part of the creative breakdown or whatever, like, did it tell the story of what your title said?
Okay.
So-
But before I go to the next person, sometimes a title, you got to remember, the judge doesn't know the background of the photo.
Right.
He just sees the photo, and then he sees a title. And sometimes the title is enough for the judge to relate to the photo more. Okay? So all I can say is, I know some people are gonna appreciate a title suggestion and some people aren't. So what I would say is, take your critique and just draw a big black line through the things on the critique you don't agree with. And if there's something you do agree with, think about it. Yes,
So I would like to do a quick survey. Everybody in this room, were they happy with any title or did they make suggestions to everybody?
No, I didn't have anything about that.
Nothing.
Three of mine had suggestions for title.
Yeah, I told them.
That's wild.
Thanks, Rob.
Yes, my judgment. Wow. Okay.
it's not that they didn't like it. What?
A rose is a rose suggests classic themes of love and beauty, but does not convey a narrative beyond the traditional symbolism. and it gave you 7. I think that was a little low. But that's okay.
Okay, let me add one more thing, okay? Now the scoring system has been moved to 10. Okay, instead of a 9. Okay, so that's something to consider. Okay, I mean, I believe all of our photos have been scored on a 10 scoring system since January, where we've been used to a 9 before that. Okay, and I will also say that the judges are exhibition judges, so that they're judging our photos against what they see every photo exhibition. Okay, and that they're just offering suggestions. Okay, you are the artist. The final decision on what you do with that photo is up to you. Okay, it's just feedback. Just take it or leave it. Okay, but I can tell you that every photo was judged on the same criteria across the board. Okay, and so it's not like, you know, in the past, every month we'd have a different judge. Okay, since January, we've had the same judge. Okay. One is doing the descriptive stuff, and one is doing the numbers. And they're building this Excel file that is going to turn into a computer app, I think. And they're going to try to market it to PSA and PPA. Okay, so for judging, there's a few judging competition software programs out there, and they're trying to get into that market. Okay, so the fact that we're the pilot, well, we're part of the pilot. I think they're doing this with about 10 other clubs. I think we are fortunate to have the same person scoring our photos consistently across the board. Okay. But last thing I'm going to say about it is get that black marker out and do what you want with your critique. Yeah, redact it. Okay. And take out all the bad stuff and only keep the good stuff. Okay. All right. So. There we go. Okay. So welcome everybody. Got Margot's here tonight. I understand she's here with Sandy or Sandy's friend. Okay. And I didn't know till Margot was new to me, but apparently she was here in 2019 before COVID. So welcome back, Margot. Okay. And Holly is with us. No, I already told everybody Holly's here. Okay. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. All right. So moving on. Maybe not moving on. Okay, I'll keep that down in the corner there. Okay, sponsors, you know we have sponsors. Okay, I won't kill that. Need to approve minutes. How many? Well, I'm not even going to ask. Is there a motion to approve minutes? Daryl made. You know, I may not even. The video may not even have sound. I don't. Well, no, they said they could hear me. Okay. Ralph made a motion to approve. Is there a second? Suzanne, number 2, made a seconded motion. All in favor to approve the minutes, say aye. It almost sounded like a few people said aye. Any opposed? Raise your hand on the Zoom if you oppose approving the minutes. Oh, Beverly raised her hand. So we have one person
Oh, no.
saying don't approve the minutes.
No.
Okay. but the motion carries, okay, as is. All right, moving on. Time for old business. I will get through this as quick as I can. Interclub news. So here are the people that were selected for the last round of interclub, okay? And the photo that was submitted, okay? We have, okay, we have results for the color, okay? Black and white results, to my knowledge, is not back yet, okay? We fared fairly well, but remember the top number that we can get in the interclub is a 15 for your photo, okay? So Frank, he's not with us tonight. He scored the highest, Christina and Patricia. And Patricia, who is usually on the Zoom, isn't with us tonight. Fared fairly well, okay? So, okay, a scam. Once again, I'm gonna talk about scams, okay? Ed sent me this email, okay? And you probably can't read it back there, but it says, your order is almost complete and it will be shipped out soon. Please double check all the information you have provided, and it wants you to click on a PDF, which is probably an
That's
extra.
not the one I said.
That's not the one you sent? Oh, okay.
What I said is, hey, do me a favor, you know, use your card. I need you to pick up some other cards for me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I really meant to have that one in here, Ed. But, okay, so we got, Ed got an email, and I guess this email came to the
I
club.
think club got that.
Yeah, the club got this email, okay? So look, the scammers are out there. They want your credit card information, okay? So, listen, we will never send you anything asking you to go buy a gift card or ask you for your information. Well, we will ask for information. We won't ask for your credit card information, okay? Oh, I've gone too far apparently. Let me see. Camera. No, I guess not. I thought there was more in old business. Okay, floor open for old stuff. That means this is your opportunity to ask questions about any past business. Yes,
Did we decide when we have the meeting during the eclipse, before or after?
that is new business, and I'm gonna cover it. Well, no, it was old business, so I'm gonna announce a new business. Okay, because that's in the future.
Right.
That's in the future. Okay, but thank you for asking that question, because if I had forgotten it, it would have been a good reminder. Oh, well, was there any other old business that you want to discuss? Anybody online saying anything? Okay. Okay, the youth photography contest, just to let everybody know what your club is doing for the youth of Greater New Braunfels, okay? I did a comparison. Last year, when we ran this contest, we had 140 entries. We sponsored 8 kids from one high school to the nationals, okay? Out of those 8 kids, 5 photos were accepted into the national showcase, okay? Out of those 5 photos, 1 took a second place and 1 took an honorable mention. And then the other 3 were on display during the national conference, okay? This year, we have 266 entries. And Carol, bless her heart, went through every one of them, okay? She has done an amazing job. logging everything, keeping up with everything, and keeping this on order and on track, okay? And this year, we're sponsoring 5 high schools. And out of the 5 high schools, we're sponsoring 17 students and sending 22 photos to national. Okay, the award ceremony for our local competition is this Saturday. And thanks to our sponsor, one of our sponsors, Precision Camera, okay, Sony is giving a brand new digital camera, a mirrorless digital camera for the Best in Show. Okay. All right. There's going to be 38 awards given out, okay, during the show. And Karen is going to be there to announce award winners, okay. Christiana is going to be there to help give out money, okay, because we're giving out about, I think, $1,800 in prize money. If the art council doesn't backbeat on me. We're getting about $1,800 in digital gift cards from Final Works. Okay. And some other stuff. Okay, so the kids are gonna walk away with some stuff. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. I got Sandy's coming. Let me get this recorded. Sandy's coming. Christiana's gonna be there. Karen's coming. Suzanne's gonna come. Okay, my wife's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. And I think we'll be okay. I have paperwork out in the truck I need to give you so you can pick up the food platters and the cookie platters from the HEB out there by Buc-ee's on the way down. I went today to pay for it in advance. Just need to pick it up. Okay. All right. The next meeting, Christiana, the next meeting is Thursday, April 11th. It's a Thursday. I know we talked about Friday, okay? But there was no way we could get in at either location, okay? Thursday's the best I can do. So tonight, well, while we're on the topic, we can discuss whether you want to cancel April's meeting altogether or do it as a Zoom on another night, okay? Or go ahead and we'll do the 11th. Any suggestions? All right, we're gonna go with Thursday then. Okay, now I will tell you, if you shoot the clips, email the club one best shot. One best shot. Okay, I know you're gonna have a bunch of best shots, but we just want one best shot. Of the clips, yeah. It's the 8th.
Next month?
No,
April.
the 8th of April.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, okay, moving on. Oh, man. Well, that word is spelled correctly, okay, but spell check failed me again, okay? 2 emails came into the club's mailbox that I want to share with you. The first one, and you may not be able to read this, but this is someone wanting to let us know about the 2024 Montgomery Photo Festival, okay, competition and exhibition. It's got a link to go to their webpage, and I went to the webpage just to see if I could figure out if it was somebody trying to scam us, okay? And it appears to be legit, okay? And they are also sponsored, oh, well, I forgot. But for $25, you can submit 3 photos, okay? I thought that was in the realm of cost, fair. Okay, the categories are color, monochrome, alternative process, and manipulation, digital or film. Okay, and there's more. Okay, best in show gets $1,000. Best in category, 500. Merit, 250, for a grand total of 4,000 in cash prizes. Okay. Out of all the photos submitted, it appears that they are only going to select 65 photos for the show. Okay. So if you're interested in looking into this, shoot the club an email saying, please forward that email to me. Okay. And I'll be happy to do it. Okay. Got another email from this person in Peru, wanted to let us know about the possibility of photographic tours in Peru. Okay. I went to that website to see if it was a rabbit hole, and it appears to be legit. Okay. This is what the website looks like. Okay. And as you go down, and I'm not sure if I have another photo of the webpage further down, I think this might be it. It shows different things, and there's a link to the different types of tours that they do. So I know many of you are international travels, and if Peru was ever on your list of places you wanted to go, email us and say, I'd like the info on the Peru trips. Okay. All righty. Photo Semprembre. Okay. We are participating in Photo Semprembre again this year. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. We are submitting an application to participate. Okay. All right. Dates to remember. Okay. Take a cell phone picture of it, whatever you need to do, write it down. Okay. The theme for the show, Texas Hill Country. We have never had a theme before. We're doing a theme this year. Okay. Texas Hill Country. All right. 1 June is the deadline for you to submit digital files that you intend to either print or have in the show. Okay, you've either got them printed already or you don't, but you plan to. But I got to have the digital files by 1 June of whatever you plan to put in the show. Okay.
It's gonna be animals too.
Texas Hill Country.
Animals.
As long as it's not a species only found in South Africa. Okay. Yes,
I was counting on, we don't have much time.
you got lots of time. Okay.
No, that's only like 2.5 months away.
That's a while.
Well, get off the couch and go shoot some photos. Okay. 11 September is the install date. It is a Wednesday. Okay. All right. That is the day that we will need your frame to work. Okay. The show runs from 12 September to 30 September. 30 September, we will have another Meet the Artists and award ceremony this year. Okay, it was just Meet the Artists last year. This year it's going to be an award ceremony. Okay. What awards to be announced?
What's the prize that says Texas Film Country? How big an area?
I mean,
That would be all.
Okay, how far?
Google it. All the way to like Oldway, like it's
Go to
pretty
what?
far.
Go as far. You can go west of Kerrville. You can go as far north as Waco for all right here.
It kind of starts in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it starts in San Marcos.
Well, okay.
The university would beg to differ.
Oh, that's true.
Yep. Okay. 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 Now then, this is kind of what we did last year. Okay. For those of you that participated, think about the concourse right there in the Civic Center. They've got 3 major walls that are like this. And then they have 3 doors that go into the banquet hall, okay, to where we can put 4 photos on one side and 2 photos on the other side. Now,
What size of this building?
hang on, let me finish. Okay. I want you to look at this and see how much space is in between the photos. Okay. All right. Now, let me, and this is kind of what it looked like. Okay. Well, shoot, I must have forgot to put that one in of Ed. I had Ed standing there.
Those lines hanging for.
Okay, now then. Let me go back. Whose photos are these? Well, that's Carol up there. Who's, that's Ralph, that's your cat, isn't it? No, that's your cat. So those 4 are yours. Tell us what size your photos were.
Those were 16 by 20 frames and the images were 13 by 20.
Okay, all right. So 16 by 20 frames, all right. So all those are, the frames are pretty much 16 by 20. You know, we've occasionally had a bigger frame every once in a while, and I try to put those over where there's one hanging down by itself so that, you know, it wouldn't push people off to the side or something like that. But with the youth photography tournament, the Civic Center and I sat down and had numerous meetings and negotiation, and me expressing to them that we have a problem with their hanging system because it's too far away from the wall. And what would it take to get new hooks installed closer to the wall so the chain would hang closer to the wall? And with the youth photography tournament, I was able to convince them to install new hooks. Of course, I went out and paid for the hooks, okay? But they installed them, okay? And this is what it looks like now. So you'll notice that we have 3 extra chains in the wall with no door. There were no extra hooks put on the walls that had the doors. But we did put hooks to have the chain closer to the wall, okay? And this is the kids' photos, okay? Now, each one of these photos are 11 by 17. Okay. And I want you to notice in the previous photos of our last photos in Primbre, you saw that thing that had, oh, here's a QR code, go here. Okay. We won't be doing that again. Okay. For the kids' photos, you see that little card down at the bottom corner. It's got the title of the photo, the kid's name, and school, I think. Okay. For our show, we'll have the same cards. Okay. You put the title of the photo, the artist name, and contact info, and a price if you want to sell it. Okay.
Those don't have any blocks behind them.
These have no blocks behind
They're
them.
right up against.
They're right up against the wall.
That's so much better.
Okay.
It looks so lovely.
But with the extra chains for photos in Primbre, there's 3 extra chains here and there's 3 walls like this. So that is 9 extra chains, which means we can put up 18 additional photos that over what we had last year.
And the same size will fit because we have, it's a little closer together now with the chains. Because theirs are not framed, right? Looks like-
No, theirs are not framed, but look, there is still space
Yeah, but 11 by what did you say?
That's 11 by 17.
Right, and ours were what, 20 by, what was it?
60 by 20.
60 by 20.
Yep,
Yeah, so
that's
there's
true.
There's 3 inches.
smaller, but yeah.
Pictures would touch.
Well, they might.
Yeah.
Okay, what I plan to do, well, what I'd hoped to do today, but I ran out of time, okay, with everywhere I was having to go, was I had two 16 by 20 frames in my truck. I was gonna go by there and test it, okay?
Like vertical and horizontal, like matching up, so they.
Yeah.
are
So
touching the two.
what I intend to do is, I still intend to do that. And by the next meeting, I will have an update as far as picture size. Okay, and if it means we have to, on one, hang at a certain level, and on the next one, hang at a certain level, or vice versa. Yes,
Those are matted, how did they work on the back? You put it on the back? And
you really want to know that right now?
I do, 'cause I would prefer to mat mine
Yeah.
and not put it in the
Not
front.
to frame.
Okay. This was a very scientific process. Okay. It requires a box of paper clips, a roll of gaffer's tape, okay, and a tape measure, and a pair of pliers.
I got all
Okay. Take the paper clip and take the small end paper clip, not the big end. Big end won't work, small end. Take the pliers and bend it up. Then the little tang that's coming up off the big end, you gotta bend it forward. And then tear off a piece of gaffer's tape, poke a hole through it, run that tang you pulled up through the gaffer's tape, bend it back down. And then wherever you made the mark for it being halfway,
Yeah.
stick it. Okay, now I will tell you, this was a trial and error process, because the first time I did it, I just I bent the paper clip, put it down on my mark, gaffer taped it. And then a photo fell 2 days later because it just slipped out from under the gaffer's tape. That's when I said, oh, I gotta have something holding the gaffer's tape, holding the paper clip down more.
Right.
So that's where I came up with putting a hole through the gaffer's tape, running part of the paper clip through the gaffer's tape and bending it back down. Now we're to 2 pieces of gaffer's tape. One to put paper clip down, and then one over the entire thing. The rest of the paper clip and the rest of it. So since I did that, not a single one has fallen. Okay,
I know that's 1/4 inch.
that is the 3/16 or it's the smaller
Smaller foam cord.
foam board.
Okay.
Okay, now I will say, normally we put a restriction in the past that it had to be frame and matted. Not gonna do that this year. Whatever you wanna do is up to you. Okay, the only limitation is gonna be a size limitation based on the chains we have now. And I will figure out the size limitation and give you that updated information. Okay. If you want to try to figure it out yourself, go by the Civic Center and check out the kids' display and take your tape measure with you and measure it. Okay. And those of you that are there Saturday to help me with the kids' show, will take some time to do that, because it's probably the only chance I'm going to get back up there to do it. Okay, so I'll be up there doing that, and I'll have that information after Saturday. Okay, all righty. Floor open to new stuff. Anybody want to bring up something new business or ask questions?
I have a question, why the Sony advertisement?
We're giving away with them.
They are a sponsor. Hey,
Okay, we'll take it.
they're a sponsor. I can tell you on the other 2 walls, I got Digital Pro Lab, Final Works, and precision camera. Okay, and, how do they, and full disclosure, well, the city gets top billing
Yeah.
because they gave us the facility and saved us about $3,000. Okay, the next sponsor down under the best in show photo, okay, is the Art Council. And then we got third billing, okay, because we're running it and we donated to the prize fund, okay? And then over here on the left is Shirts Photography. Because Shirts Photography also donated an equal amount, well, actually more than the club did, okay? I'm up to about $1,000 right now, okay? But that's why I have a sponsor thing up there, okay?
I have to tell you, Victor, from being involved in the first 2 years to this is iteratively amazing. It looks so professional and put together, and if I were a high school student, this would inspire me. I would want to see my work like this instead of on a plastic mat in the library. I mean, props to you and Karen, this is phenomenal. Wow.
I mean, the library was nice, but every time, from the first time to the second time, it was like, we can do better, okay? And I feel like we've taken it to the next step. I will tell you, the only misgiving I have about the competition this year is the fact that when we set the dates for everything, did not have a clue that this Saturday was the end of spring break for three of the school districts that are competing. So the turnout for the award ceremony might be light, okay? But I know that now, you know, the last 2 years, the first year we were competing against prom and graduation and all that, so we moved it up. And last year we probably had the right date, or a good date. But next year we won't make that same mistake. We're probably gonna push it back to the first weekend in April or something like that. Got to make sure we miss Easter, okay? Whatever the weekend is after Easter is probably the weekend we're gonna do it next year. Everything else is gonna stay the same. And in fact, I was thinking about pushing it back further because the crunch time it took, Digital Pro Lab printed all these photos for us, okay? But to get the photos in, organized, get them off and judged, and then back, and then get the photos the winning photos consolidated and over to Digital Pro Lab, the turnaround time was just unreal, okay? In fact, Digital Pro Lab just pretty much stopped everything they were doing, put us in front of the line and did that, okay? I don't want to have to ask that favor next year, so we were gonna move it back anyway, yes.
Carol said last year we had a short time to submit to PSA, and so, yeah, that would be
Oh,
right.
well, no, let me say that the ceremony is gonna be in April. We will know our winners before that, okay? We will know the winners in plenty of time to submit to PSA for the showcase, okay? But the additional time to get the
Everything.
things print, I mean,
This part.
we're only gonna send the winning photos to Digital Pro Lab to get printed. Well, if we do that again next year, we may do it a different way next year. We'll have to wait and see, okay? But no, the timeline is gonna be the same. It's just we're gonna have the ceremony a little later, okay? So that we don't lose people to spring break. All right, okay. We're still in open business, okay? Did I answer your question about the Sony? I mean, they're giving $1,000 camera. I mean,
It's fine. I like Sony products, but not their cameras.
well, you know, call Nikon and ask them to
Tell
give
them.
up a camera. Last year, Nikon gave the camera,
Yeah.
Really?
so Nikon got the credit.
Well, you know, they sponsored now, they own Red, or that's whatever.
Well, call your buds at Nikon and ask them to give her something for next year and I'll put a Nikon thing up there.
Okay.
Okay?
We had photo September, is it still the same? After 4, we can.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna put a limit there. Okay? I got extra space to fill. Okay? If you want more space, you know, and I'll tell you this, it's gonna be a first come, first served thing, okay? So,
20 images.
oh, I just found that in my spam. I'm sorry we didn't get back to you.
Oh, no.
Deadline for all this is June.
1 June, 1 June. Okay, any other new stuff?
We had some people, well, we've had a lot of new people joining our Facebook group and people were looking for photo walks. So I don't know if anybody had any photo walk plans or any ideas of a photo walk I would like to go on.
Okay,
But
for photo walks, I try to schedule something as time allows me to do that, okay? And my time is broken up between family, my business, and the club, okay? So when I can schedule one, I do, and we put it out there. But hang on. Last year, I made almost half the club admins for the meetup group. Which means if you're an admin, you can go in and schedule your own photo walk and see if anybody wants to come with you on that photo walk. Okay? And I'll be honest with you, how many people went out in the last 2 weeks for a photo walk on your own, by yourself? Okay. Well, if you were by yourself, is it because you like the solitude of the photo walk? Because I know that sometimes I just want to be by myself and work on what I'm working on. But sometimes I wouldn't mind company to have somebody to talk to. Okay. If you're an admin, jump on Meetup and post what you're going to do. And you'd be surprised. It might be some people jump in there with you and y'all could do the photo walk and go to lunch. Okay. Or do the photo walk and go to dinner. Or go to dinner and then do the photo walk.
Saturday is show in Burnett with World War II planes and some like this, and military stuff.
Okay.
So I will possibly go there.
Okay.
So
Well,
see, maybe someone go.
you're an admin on Meetup. You can post it, or you can post it on Facebook. We've got those two platforms, okay? But for the club to grow, there's got to be more than Victor,
Right.
okay? Victor. Victor,
This guy.
nice to meet you, okay? Everybody's got to pitch in, okay? And I promise you, if you start doing that, the club is gonna grow. Okay, all right. Anything else? Yes,
Did you decide on a name change for the club?
it's not me deciding,
Oh,
it's the board,
okay,
and that issue will be addressed at the next board meeting in April.
okay.
I'm not gonna fast track it and do things wrong along the way, okay? The board is gonna discuss it in depth and decide the direction to go. And then we're gonna start but I anticipate that there will be a name change. So that we can start the process of reestablishing our nonprofit status. Okay? But if the name change may not come, may not take effect until January 2025. I mean, because we're talking paperwork's got to go off to the state, got to go off to the IRS, it's got to come back, so it's like, we're going to try to do a seamless thing to where we can keep, keep working.
Yeah.
And then at some point, and I don't know, I just think maybe December and January is the right time to try to have everything done before December for us to walk into a new year. Okay? All right. Anything else? Okay. The floor is closed for new stuff. Okay? Time for photo review. And that's good because we have time. We have time, trust me. Okay? Remember, we're not gonna be offering critiques from the group. This is pretty much gonna be, you're at my podcast and I get to interview you about, hey, tell us about your photo. Hey, you got critique. Tell us about the critique. Okay? All right. So, Barry, and he usually is, oh man, I don't see Barry on the Zoom. Well, Barry can't tell us about his photo, and he can't tell us about his critique. So what do y'all think about his photo? Color red was the thing. Not enough red, okay?
I thought it was a very good photo, but I agree, the subject was love that red, and there's just so little red in this whole picture that I think in another category, excellent, yeah, I love the idea, the color choices, but not for love that red, because there's not enough of it.
Okay, so the general consensus is that the photo is a good photo, but for the category, not enough red. So,
I'd like to add something to that, though. Brings back memories for all. And you see that we're working.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, one of the keys.
okay, we're moving on. Okay, James, come on up here. Are you okay, James?
You know,
We got no insurance, man, so don't hurt yourself. So,
my wife loves red.
oh, hang on. Let me stop it for just a second. Can you go hit a couple of light switches back there in the corner? I'm sorry. Just hit it. No, leave that one on. We want the two up front. There you go. There we go. Okay.
Anyway, my wife collects red glass. And I took probably 100 pictures of every piece of red glass in my house. Ended up going to HEB and buying a rose.
Okay.
And that worked for me.
Okay.
I just could not, I was not happy with any of the glass. There was a lot of pictures involved just to get this one, and that's kind of fun to me. Is the journey. The improvement suggestions was I might consider varying the exposure to create more contrast. Wait a minute.
If
I
you
looked at the wrong one.
if you're moving on to your critique from the judge, first off, did you do focus stacking for this?
No, I learned how to do it the next day.
Okay. All right.
We went to a study buddy on Monday, and I turned this in on Sunday.
Study buddy is alive and well. Okay. All right.
It was a blast. We had a great time at Panera Bread at the forum.
Okay. All right. So tell us one good thing the judge had to say about your photo, and then tell us one thing that you might agree with on the improvement side, or tell us one thing you disagreed with, and that's fine too.
I got a high rating for technical excellence, and I really enjoyed that because I agreed.
Okay.
It was just displays technical expertise with the rose sharply in focus against a complementary backdrop. I really wanted that in focus, but I learned it from Ed the next day. So if I was to take that picture again, I would definitely focus bracket.
Okay.
Well, was the reason for that? You wanted to write-
No, we're not doing that. This is my podcast.
No questions. They thought I could experiment with unconventional angles or incorporate elements that interact with the rows to add narrative depth.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever.
okay, whatever, okay. I'll tell
I
you,
mean, I was happy with that, and I did do it at different angles,
okay,
but I was happy with this one, and this was in focus. I really wanted that in focus, but I just
you
couldn't.
wanted the white flowers in the
Yeah,
back in focus?
One of these, baby's breath,
Okay,
those over there, but they're out of focus.
okay, all right.
Now you go by and go get another rose and do a focus stack.
Because I know your wife already has this one, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
No, this rose is dead.
okay.
Well,
All right.
she needs another. one.
Yeah.
Yeah, get her another rose. and do it-
Well,
Do with the focus stack.
I'll tell you, I like the composition, okay? I think the composition is really well. And, as far as the judge's critique goes, you know, like I said, if you agree with anything, along with the focus stacking that you learned from Ed,
I agree
next
with
day.
all the critique.
Do
I
you?
think he did a good job. Now, the story, that was what I was telling Chris. It didn't mention title, but it kind of, if you read between the lines, he is saying it does not convey a narrative beyond the traditional symbolism. He said, yeah, it symbolizes beauty and romance and all this, but beyond that, it doesn't really tell a story. You go, yeah, whatever.
Okay,
I like the picture. But
and
all the
that's
other-
all that matters.
But all the others, yeah, I meant to do that, would be my answer to it. But I have no problem with any of his comments. He didn't grade me too high or too low, I don't think. I think I got what I deserved.
Okay, okay,
The bottom line, it got a decent score, so I'm
Okay.
happy.
glad to hear that.
And yeah, he can do mine again.
Okay, good to know, good to know. Okay,
Eight.
oh, okay, Suzanne is not with us, okay, is anybody familiar with this? Because one of the kids in the show
Yeah, that's what I thought.
submitted a picture just like this, except a little bit,
Different
a
angle.
different angle, okay? It almost looks like with that wall back there, like it might have been at the Botanical. Or, well, I don't know, okay, all right, but anyway, so she's not here, we can't talk about it, Suzanne, come on down. Hi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so tell us about your photo.
That's a rose.
All right,
So I shot this is in a white vase. Set on
Okay.
a white counter, kitchen counter, instead of a ladder.
shot down,
on it.
okay,
I did do focus stacking, but I wanted to shoot it again because there are some spots that are,
some of the edges,
yeah. I
okay,
did that, but, yeah.
all right.
And
What-
I used a little Caro syrup to get that drop.
All right, tell me about the drop,
Caro syrup.
okay, okay. All
Going
right.
back and
Which
forth.
is, that's typically what they recommend because it will stay there,
Right.
yeah. So, if we zoom in on that, are we gonna see any kind of reflection?
I bet you would.
Okay, see you standing over it?
Yeah. Like this.
Okay, all right. All right, well, tell us about your critique from the judge.
The critique, I was happy, I got 3 nines. Impact, technical excellence, and color harmony. I got 7s on composition and creativity. The comment was, the central composition is classic for a rose, yet experimenting with off-center placement could offer a more dynamic presentation. I really like the way your composition, your rose. Yeah. Creativity, it said, while roses are a common subject, Additional creative elements or an unexpected twist could have made the image stand out even more.
Well, we don't care about scores. Okay. No, we don't care about scores. We're not comparing apples and oranges, okay? Did you shoot a rose? Did you shoot a rose?
I think so, right?
Okay, so how do you feel about it? The critique? After reading the critique, is there anything that you would change?
There are things I would change, not necessarily based on reading the critique.
But based on, okay, based on
What they
what?
said, I think I would have liked more light in the center of it. It gets very
Yeah.
dark.
It is darker than, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was trying to get light, but I. Well, function on the camera.
Well, you know, you wear one of those headbands with a flashlight on both sides.
And I was trying with the flashlight. too.
All right. Okay, well, very nice picture. You happy with it?
Yeah,
Well, that's all that
basically,
matters, right?
yeah.
Okay, basically, that
basically.
means you want to make improvements to it, right?
It means I want to shoot it again.
And what are you gonna do different this time?
I want to adjust the lighting. I want to get focus stacking all the way around it.
Okay. All right, super.
I'll consider changing the composition.
Okay. All right, thanks, Suzanne. All right. David. Come on up, David. You get your chance to talk.
Okay. Well,
Tell us about your photo.
well, Horace got me to do one. I haven't taken a picture in 15 years.
Oh, you taking pictures? You went on a photo walk
Yeah,
with back
other
to
than
Christmas.
that, and I was very tired of that.
I know you were.
No, I really didn't want to shoot, not necessarily bell peppers, but, I bought them because I was gonna eat them and I did. But, I was really more, interested in what, Weston did with bell pepper. Of course, he did it in black and white and he made it look very sensual and sexual kind of. If you ever seen that image,
I don't know that I have.
okay.
I'll have to
it's-
Google it tonight when I get
It's,
home.
it's a very amazing image and he shot it on an 8x10 camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but,
I'm sorry. I didn't do that.
Okay, there's a photographer named Weston,
Edward Weston.
Edward Weston, and he shot one,
I think it was one or two images together.
Yeah.
and If you looked at it, you say, that looks like a human body.
Okay.
Exposure time 4 hours for this, what he's talking about, the bell pepper.
okay,
Weston, you look on Google is interested to see there's a YouTube for the house where he was living. Well, it's very interesting.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and, so he got me to come over to his house and he had already had his, available light.
Did he help you with that?
Yeah, he helped me a little bit with the styling.
I have the tablecloths, you know.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
It did, but I brought a lot of equipment to this, to make this image, and I forgot my modifiers.
Okay,
I was gonna use a softbox or a really
Uh-huh.
large and,
yeah,
so we ended up using a north light from his balcony.
really? So
Yeah.
this is,
It's not strobe or nothing. just
okay,
North light.
all right,
And I got the specular highlights and we polarized them. And I didn't like it because it looked flat.
okay,
And so, and then one of the critiquers said the highlights were very good. And I go, I would have adjusted them a little bit less, but since we, you know, first time, you know, I always wondered what a polarizer did. I've never used one,
really?
never have.
Okay,
Never owned one, and never considered polarized light. And now I know why I don't like polarized light. But
but you were indoors when you used the
yeah, it was
polarizer.
indoors, but it was a ceiling as high as here.
It doesn't work against ceiling light. Polarizer only works outside with the sun.
Well, it
The only
worked.
thing it did for your shot inside
Mhm.
was make it about one, 1.5 to 2 stops darkness.
Yeah, I didn't like the darkness that it made the red in particular, and you know, the sage, I just thought, well, it needed a bit of something, but after I saw it, I guess.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I wanted to crop it tighter. I zoomed in with a macro lens that I have that's a zoom. And it was nice, but it wasn't, I guess, you know, the mood, you know, the lighting I wanted was more specular, what I had in mind.
Okay,
And I actually wanted less than more,
okay.
but you know, it's like, you know, the mood hits you and you gotta get it done and get out of there. And besides that, the timetable was on the day that this was due.
Okay.
So,
Well, listen, I think your background's awesome. It makes it look like a bed of peppers floating in the air.
yeah.
So, do you have anything to, add about the critique that you got from the judge?
Well, apparently they liked it. I got a pretty high score.
Okay,
but,
okay. I do have one comment though.
Yeah.
For your black and white submission?
Yeah,
You just turned this black and white, right?
yeah, it was a
Okay.
lazy way out.
Listen, the assignment photos we put up with nobody's name so that nobody knows who they're voting for. So when you use the same image,
Yeah, I got a much lower score.
people know who
So it is.
it is. So try to use a different image next time.
Yeah, I should have did a close up maybe,
Well, no, something totally different
or totally different.
so that they can't go, oh, that's David's
Yeah.
photo.
I like roses but my problem with roses is everybody tries to get everything so sharp, but
Mhm.
that's not what makes a rose so beautiful is the out of focus bokeh.
There's that too. Okay,
It just,
but it just comes down to personal taste.
yeah, I mean, you know, the first day I had a camera when I bought one at 16, for BNA, you know, first year they started, it was in 73. And, I just got out there and I read the manual and I said, okay, I think I can figure it out. And I shot these, pictures of, it's a native flower, a tree in Florida in particular,
Mhm.
but
Well, I tell you what, why don't you come down one day, when we're doing coffee, okay? And Horace can bring you over for coffee
Yeah.
and, we can talk all about that,
okay.
okay?
Great. But anyway, I like bokeh.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks a lot, David. Okay. Chris, come on down.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. So tell us about your photo.
So this is my little model I borrowed and obviously I replaced the background. She was running across the lawn. She was not actually flying.
Okay,
So I did a little photoshopping and it turned out pretty good. The judges were very happy. I got 9 out of 10 for impact, creativity, 8 out of 10, and color harmony was 9 out of 10. They said positioning of the subject and balloons is excellent. However, they feel there was tension and maybe I cropped it too tight, but
I don't know. I think at that point I would have told them to stick it up their butt. Okay, because I think you got a perfect composition there.
going for flying, lifting off
Yeah.
and diagonal, and I thought it was pretty good. And he's like, the tension. I'm like, I don't see that, but maybe, I don't know. So
Nah,
overall, I got good scores, and I take it back. They did like fly away for this. It was the other 2 pictures they made suggestions.
okay,
So-
I got one question based on
Sure.
what you told me, okay? That you said you replaced the background.
Yes.
Did you shoot the background?
No, this is a sky replacement from Photoshop. Yes.
Okay,
Is that bad?
yes and no,
Okay,
okay? The rules say that if we do a composite, both or all three or all four photos have to be your own work for
oh,
the assignment photo,
okay,
okay?
my
Um,
bad, I'm sorry.
Okay, but being the president, I can, what do you call that when you let them crooked people out of jail? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pardon- you're
I'm
gonna
going,
pardon
I'm
me?
going to pardon you
Oh.
for this,
Just this
one
once.
one
Want to get
discretion,
out of jail free card?
okay? So, but
It happens again.
Out- out-
Yeah, great.
well, I like the photo.
Thank you.
If Victor was shooting it, I think I would have tried to move the shadow slider up a little bit
Okay,
to get a little more detail in your
that's
subject.
what they said as well. They said
Did
just
they?
a little, yeah, a little.
Oh, man, great
more-
minds think alike.
You are correct. They said, while the silhouette is dramatic, a little more detail in the shadows might provide additional context.
Well, there
So-
you go. But my wife voted for this one,
Oh,
okay? And once again, I didn't vote this month. I was reserving my vote for a tie. We didn't have it, so no need. But my wife voted on it and she was really impressed with the
oh,
photo.
thank you so
Okay,
much.
so she'll be
That
there
was
on Saturday, so
How
y'all,
fun
sure
she-
y'all can talk.
Okay.
She's a retired nurse. Oh, are you retired or still
Retired
working?
nurse, no.
Retired? Okay, she's
Yeah.
a retired nurse.
Oh,
So
well,
y'all
lots
have a
to
lot
talk
in
about.
common,
Yes,
okay? All right.
thank
thanks
you
a
so
lot, sis.
much.
All right. Horace, come on up.
That's me.
Before we start,
Yes.
I want to tell you, I really like this photo, okay? And I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest that I think you used a filter that was designed for film cameras that twist to get those lines.
Yeah, no, you have, you can get the filter, you can scratch it, when you have an old filter, you make lines, scratch them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you made it yourself.
Yeah, and then you can put them on.
Okay,
But
well,
you have to adjust this, so you get this all in the center.
okay, yeah,
And this is candles from the birthday
uh-huh,
cake, I cut them in different sizes.
uh-huh,
And you have
okay,
to make quicker photo because they burn so quick down.
okay,
This is a cardboard around, and I bought this cardboard, so package, cardboard, Amazon.
is it brown? Can
$76.
you change the color or was it red?
No, I tell you,
Okay,
Amazon, the cardboard is $76. And then I spray this with the can, this is $18.
okay,
Then I bought the figure here, this is on Amazon, this was about $21. And then I had the mask.
The big
And so,
budget.
and then I was in Walmart, and bought the tablecloths that is tunnel, so it was pretty expensive, you know?
I was fixing to
But
say,
it
you
was
got a
my
lot of
idea.
money in this photo.
Was my idea how I want this, you know, so I spent. the
Okay,
money, it was
exactly, yeah,
So, yeah, and then I put this light around and with the light, I play with the light. I make the roses no sharp because I want the viewer, look at the roses, they look focused on the center, this is why the parts on the right side is no sharp.
what's the symbolism of the mask?
Oh, this is a overlook. This the love on fire, this is,
Okay,
and I had too much empty space, so. then I
You
thought
filled it with something.
I have to do something.
okay,
So I remember when I was young, this is because I created this. When my love was on fire,
okay, all right,
Oh, when you get old, it's get a little done,
all right. Do you have anything you want to share about the judge's critique?
No, I have it no here, but I got a several 9s, 8. And I think 3.7, and the final was, the average was 8.4.
Okay, but was there any?
No, I was happy.
You were,
Yeah,
well, let's talk about the recommendation for improvement. Do you feel that anything they recommended is something that you might consider?
what I would change over?
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, the only thing, what I could do, maybe see how this comes out when the roses are more sharp, you know?
well, what I'm asking is the judge in your critique
I agreed with him.
you agreed with the
Yeah.
recommendations?
Yeah, with everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Coming from you, that's high praise.
yeah. No, I agreed with everything.
Okay.
What time of day?
Huh?
What time of day?
In the night,
I was wondering how you got
yeah,
the graduation for light.
yeah.
Cause that's not when I
In
go.
the night,
Well,
I'll
that-
be more active, you know, I go 2 o'clock in the night.
He pulled the curtains closed for this shot. Okay,
No.
No,
okay,
I live in the hill country,
I
so
know.
you don't need curtains.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks, Horace. Really appreciate
Okay,
it.
all right, thank you.
Patricia, and Patricia is not online. Well, ask her if she's using that thing I sent out. I think I sent it out yesterday. Yeah, ask her if she's using the link from the email that came out yesterday. I tell you what, since she's trying, we may come back to this one. Okay. Robert's not here. Robert's not online. Sandy, come on down. Okay, tell us about your photo.
This was, taken on a rainy night in Fort Worth,
Okay.
close to downtown Fort Worth. And we were stopped at red lights, obviously, from the title. And just I just thought it was really interesting with all the reflections that were going on and the way it looked on the windshield. And also, I didn't have anything else really.
Okay, and this is your cell phone, right?
This cell phone shot.
Did you do any editing to the
The
photo?
only thing I did a few things. I took out, there were actually 3 red lights that were making the reflections at the top. And they were kind of domineering the scene and were kind of blown out.
Yeah,
So I cropped those out.
cropped them out, okay.
Yeah, and there was still one kind of bright white light there. There was another one that was bigger that I took out.
Okay,
So I did a few things like that, would tone down some of the really bright spots, the ones that I could.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And
What-
that's basically it.
How do you feel about the judge's critique?
Okay, let me see. I got pretty good scores on color harmony and creativity. On composition, he said a clear subject or point of focus might enhance it more. Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. I don't
Well, I don't
quite
know.
know with an abstract.
Yeah, it's, to me, it's an abstract,
Yeah.
okay? And the only way to get a point of focus is to have something in focus.
Yeah.
So,
And he said also, as far as presentation, the photo can benefit from a bit more context to anchor the abstraction and make it more relatable.
well, I can tell that your phone seems to have been focusing on the windshield
Yeah.
because some of those drops are, well, were those water drops on your windshield?
Yeah.
Did you stop the windshield wiper long enough to take the photo?
In fact, I think you can kind of see a windshield wiper there in it. There's kind of a.
Going
streak.
across, okay, that shadow,
Yeah, and I think I
So-
was taking it in between.
okay, so it was raining pretty steady,
Yeah,
okay, alright.
yeah,
Well-
it was kind of, it wasn't pouring, it was just a kind of a drizzle that you needed the wipers, and they were probably on that intermittent, but they were going pretty slowly.
Well, to me, the phone clearly focused on the windshield because so many of the drops appear to be in focus,
Mhm.
whereas everything beyond the windshield falls out of focus, and starts to give you that, bokeh, effect. But I'm kind of curious if some of those circles are from raindrops that just picked up the light, or if it's just strictly the lights, because
I think
Right.
that was the raindrops, all those little ones, all those little dots are raindrops.
what are the yellow lights, do you remember?
I'm not sure, I'm really not sure, because there was a lot going on too around
Yeah.
different lights.
Yeah,
Traffic lights.
well, yeah, I
Well,
mean,
it
the
was-
red,
but they were
the red is the traffic light.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was thinking the same thing too, but I don't know why they both be on at the same time.
No, because we were stopped, there was 3 red lights there. I mean, 3 in a row. I mean, it was a large big
Yeah.
street. So, I don't know what the yellow is really.
All right,
It's just, but there were other signs and things around.
okay.
So it's probably reflecting some neon signs and stuff like that. I really don't know.
Well, how do you feel about the judge's
I
critique?
mean, I don't really know what I could have done differently in that instance.
Okay,
Really, I mean, I can see it's valid, I guess what he says, but as far as an abstract is concerned, I don't really know what else I could have done.
and when they're judging, it wasn't an abstract category. We told them what the assignment was.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Like I said, it was the redwood truck.
well, you got lots of red,
Yeah.
okay, as opposed to the monopoly ones, which had very little red.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
did they suggest a different title? No.
Didn't say a thing about the title.
Didn't suggest?
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
was wondering, did you shoot that purposely or because it's red or just have to shoot?
I have to shoot it.
Yes.
I shot it because I like it.
Because as an abstract, it's an abstract, but as a rainy day in red. I think,
Whatever, it's all of me.
Yeah, okay, thanks,
Okay.
Sandy,
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it. All right. Oh, Craig is not here. And he's not online, okay. All right, Aaron, come on down.
Right? No, for my birthday, we went up to Round Rock and stayed at a place called the Ruby Hotel.
Hmm,
And they have a bar called the Ruby Bar. And so, yeah, so this was actually my boyfriend's old fashioned. But I thought it was so cool because before they gave you the drink, they put their little, almost like a wax seal press. They put that on top of the ice. And so it melted the Ruby Bar logo into the ice.
Really?
Yes.
I,
And I was like, what?
I thought maybe they had a little block that had that in it
Uh-huh.
and they filled it up and made the ice cubes that
Yeah,
way.
no, it was almost like a, little seal on there. And
Wow.
so, and then I guess that like dropped a little bit of like grenadine or something in there where it really filled in the hole. And so, yeah, this was really just like a phone picture and I was just trying to get the logo because I thought that was so cool. And that's why I named it Ruby Bar.
Okay.
But, in my critique, it was more kind of like, I needed to get more focus on the Ruby Bar. And I don't even think they really understood that it said Ruby. They were just like, it's a bar. It says bar. And I'm like, oh, it says Ruby also. But anyway, they wanted me to show more of the, like the
The
city
computers will be shutting
atmosphere.
down in 15 minutes. The library will be closing in 30 minutes. If you need to get a library card, please come to the help desk at this time. Thank you.
That's our first warning.
Uh-huh,
Okay,
first warning,
yeah.
so anyway, I
But
mean,
they didn't know it was your birthday.
no, I was having a good time, right?
There you go.
Trying to get some advertising for Ruby Bar here. But I did kind of like bump the red up a little extra in Lightroom and cropped it in a little bit to kind of give a more interesting shape with the napkin and things like that. And
Okay,
but I felt like the background was kind of messy and because it's kind of like a granite look, and so it was kind of too bright. So I tried to kind of mask that out, bring it down a little bit so it
Okay.
wasn't distracting. But yeah, that's what that is.
all right. Well,
But I like
how
it.
do you feel about the critique?
I get what they're saying. Like, yeah, it could have been more, but I
But had you
also.
been in the mindset of,
Yeah, right. I
Sure.
wasn't trying to show the
Exactly.
entire bar. I was just trying to show ice. That was the
Understand.
cool thing to me.
and it's a
Yeah.
cool picture to have to remember your birthday.
Right, exactly.
Okay, all right, thanks,
All
Karen.
right.
All right. Catherine, she's not here, okay. Daryl, come on down.
Okay, boss. Mr. Moderator,
All right, Silver Edition, tell us about it.
Silver Edition.
I got that right, didn't
Yeah.
I? Okay,
Well, it was a car that had red paint on it. And I didn't realize at the time that I took it that I probably could use that in refinement. And it worked out.
okay. What kind of car is it?
It was a model, I think it was a Model A. Probably a Ford, yeah. I didn't.
Man, I got it.
The name was black.
Yeah, it wasn't the original color.
Hang on, guys, hang on. I will tell you that, keyhole looks like, I mean, I figured the car was pretty old because the keyhole looks like the keyhole for a locker,
For a hoop,
a locker.
a locker.
Yeah, doesn't look like a normal keyhole
Uh-huh.
for today's car or something
Uh-huh.
like that. Okay, well,
I took it with, I think I used my Canon 24, 125, something like that, lens.
so you found this at a car show?
Yeah.
Where at?
Bernie,
Bernie?
that's where my gallery is, so I just left the gallery and went over and,
You got a gallery in Bernie?
yeah,
How did I not know that?
I've had it for a year.
Oh, a year. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how I don't know it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, tell us about your gallery.
Well, it's called the Carriage House Gallery. And we are going to have this weekend, a festival on bluebonnets
Oh,
all the way from the hill country.
Now, the weekend, is that Saturday and Sunday?
That's Friday night. Friday or Saturday night.
Friday or Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday, we have a youth photography tournament.
right.
Oh, it'll be Friday night.
Okay,
Busy.
okay.
Okay. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Okay, where's it at in Bernie?
It's just off of Main Street on Rosewood.
Okay, and when is the gallery open?
It's open every day from 10 to 5, except on Sunday it's from noon to 5, and it's closed on Monday and Tuesday.
And when are you there?
That varies.
Very?
Being one of the owners, you can kind of pick the day that you want to work.
Okay, and the sampling and work in the gallery is all you, or?
No, no,
Are you
there are-
there with a group of?
There are 13 other, or
12
12 other artists there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like a,
Co-op, but it's not a co-op.
okay, all right, so how many pieces do you have on display?
It varies. I have a 10-foot wall right now,
Okay,
top to bottom.
well, this sounds like to me, y'all should figure out your next photo walk to Bernie
There you go, yeah.
on Wednesday, because they're closed Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
Okay, Wednesday or Thursday, photo walk in Bernie and lunch.
I'll be working on the 21st if you want to make the following Thursday.
Okay, 21st. okay?
Anyway, get back to the problems here.
Okay, there's,
Too many reflections across that surface,
okay.
according to the judge.
Uh,
But
how do you feel about it?
I don't feel bad about it at all because it gives us a sense of space in there.
Okay,
But I did kind of get the feeling, you know, I mean, when you read here, this, the impact. Vibrant red color, immediate captures attention, close up of a car door, reflects the nostalgic sentiment, resonating with classic car enthusiasts. This person wasn't a classic car enthusiast. I didn't get a good score on that,
okay,
as you could tell by what I read.
okay,
And there was another part in there that indicated that it was probably a woman doing the critique, because women don't really go for classic cars. I'm sorry, but there may be exceptions. But I have found over the years, I started photographing 80 years ago. And I found the pictures I take of cars, they've been kind of, but that's because I'm not a good photographer, obviously. I just don't catch their interest.
well, that, not every judge is gonna resonate with the photograph. Okay, and like you said, it could have been a woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Every guy's a gearhead either.
or it could have been a guy that was more into, Call of Duty,
For sure, yeah.
So what do you think?
I think your up close placement, okay, using the rule of thirds for the car handle with the slope off to the right,
I
going to the lower corner there. Well, the lock mechanism is your rule of thirds.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you know that, okay. If Victor was post-processing the photo,
Mhm.
a wise man once told me that you can never go wrong with a little vignette.
Oh, I wonder where you ever got something like that.
Okay,
But that doesn't bother you, that center division line in there?
no, because it is right in the middle of the photograph. Okay, so I think you did an excellent crop. If it's a crop,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's a crop.
Okay, because the center line is right down the middle, which is fine. The locking mechanism is rule of thirds and the handle slopes off to the bottom right.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Ties all
so
that.
you just glide off that, out of the frame.
All right, on up.
All right,
Thanks, Victor.
okay. Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah,
Send me the address to your gallery,
I'll do that.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. Where's she at?
And go to all Brian.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Lucky.
Okay, she's gonna be coming back with the best pictures ever. Okay, all right. She's gonna be the person to beat for the next couple of months.
That's right.
Okay, Ed, come on down.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell us about the photo.
That was shot on my kitchen table. I had two light stands on both sides. Bar across the top. Background, that's actually two separate images layered. We take one of the bowl in the background and then another one with the tomatoes suspended, and then you just brush out the little wire at the top.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Why'd you shoot two images when you could have done that in one image?
How? Well, yeah,
I mean, I'm just asking.
well, I probably could have, but I've seen it over and over on Facebook, so I decided to try it that way.
Okay, okay. All right.
What is it that you named there? The bottom hand, what is it?
Oh, that's ketchup in there.
Um, Is that's basically tomato.
Okay,
If I were to change, I'm gonna shoot that again.
you're gonna shoot it again.
I'm gonna
Everybody hold it down.
bring the tomatoes down a little bit lower. Then I'm gonna change the name
To what?
to Vine the Table.
Behind the table. Let me ask you something.
Because that would make more sense.
Was
And
that,
that's how I got dinged on.
was that a suggestion?
Well, he said that tomatoes is kind of ambiguous. It can mean different things to different people depending on. So I got dinged on it, on the name.
Okay, but I tell you what, the name that you came up with, I think it hit a home run.
Yeah, well, I just thought it. The other thing too, he didn't like is there's not enough texture in the background, and I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to, whether I need to Photoshop that and add, I don't know,
Okay,
add more depth to it, add more color to it. I'm not sure.
okay. Because I'm showing this from our Google Drive and not on my laptop, I don't have a second photo to look at. I can only get that up, okay? So I don't know if it's the projector, okay? And y'all have to remind me from if you got it up on your cell phone or something like that. But to me, the color of the red is a little flat from what I see here,
Okay.
okay? I think the saturation and maybe
See, he liked the composition, he liked the color.
sure,
He didn't like the background. He said the background just doesn't separate it enough, doesn't
Really?
provide enough contrast. And he
okay.
dinged me on the background and. But
Alright. Well, let me ask you this, okay?
maybe if it was on a
Is-
black background.
Is the original photo a little more, does the red pop a little more?
Yes,
Okay, so it's a projector.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
that does.
all right.
Yeah, in fact,
How did you feel about the,
I
critique?
got an 8. I thought it was all right.
all right, okay,
Yeah, my other color photo actually scored higher, which is
The bunny.
the bunny. Yeah, it scored higher than this one, which is like,
Oh.
okay.
I like the bunny. Okay, all right, okay. Well,
Well, that's,
when you reshoot it,
that
you'll
was
have
like
to
the
let us
setup.
see it.
So I had 2 strobes.
You know,
Which
this,
ones?
okay, this is a complex setup. And I would have loved to show this photo, here's your photo, tell us about it. Oh, and by the way, boom, here's the setup, okay? Cause this is,
And I was using 2 Vivitar
Oh,
283 strobes on remote, so
well, this is a car.
that's the car, but it was the same basic setup for all 3
Okay.
photos.
Okay, but different background,
Right, yeah,
okay, all right. Wow. And this is in your home.
yeah, it was on the kitchen table.
This looks like my studio. Man.
So like, everybody go to bed, I'm gonna
Send
hit the
this
kitchen
pho-
for a while.
Send that photo to me,
Okay,
okay? All right, and is it okay if I share it with everybody?
yeah, I don't care.
Okay, if anybody's interested in seeing his setup, shoot me an email and I'll share the photo with you, okay? All right, thanks, Ed. Ralph, come on up. Ralph, the only thing I got to say about this is a little more vignette. All right, tell us about it. Where, is this, a pet or is this at the zoo or,
This was at the zoo,
okay,
yeah. They like the subject matter and, yeah, it's a little sharper than what I would show here. And, so the subject was an 8, color harmony was good, presentation was good, all 8s. They thought the lighting was a little flat. Well, when you're at the zoo, you don't really have the opportunity to bring in lights. per
that's your,
se.
yeah.
Composition was okay, slightly adjusting, maybe.
A maybe out of Ralph is really outstanding.
Yeah, it's just, I like the way his head was down in the wood. And he was just working on that
Uh-huh,
and just really got in there with that 600mm lens.
oh, well, is that the,
RX10.
okay, yeah, all right.
The library is closing in 15 minutes.
I thought
If you
second
have
one,
materials to check out or need to get a library card, please come to the help desk now.
Okay, Ralph, really nice photo. And the curvature of the neck and the head, the compositional rule is what called golden ratio. Okay, that's what that reminded me of,
Yeah, the spiral.
yeah, that spiral, okay, so, and I like your choice of, ratio, 1 to 1. Okay, as opposed to 3 to 2 or 3 to 4.
46.
Yeah, so I think you did real good here, okay? All right, thanks, Ralph. Okay, the theme for April at 7:44. Okay, the theme for April is photojournalism. And these are just some samples of photojournalism. And if you like Pinterest, you can type in photojournalism and get sample looks of photojournalism photos every day. Okay, so that's the theme for April. And remember, our meeting is on the 11th of April. Okay, does not change the submission dates at all. Submission dates will stay the same. Okay, the meeting is the only thing that's changing. Okay. And we had a tie for second place, Ed and Ralph. Okay. So there is no third place. There was a tie.
Yeah.
The next thing we move to from second place is fourth place, just like they do in golf. Okay. All right. But our big winner, our big winner come on down. The much coveted
Thank you.
$25 gift certificate to Digital ProLab. Okay. And I've been telling y'all that, hey, you may not be getting photos printed because the walls are full of stuff. I said, well, get coffee cups, or that other stuff, make a calendar. But now, Photo September is coming up.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna be going out to a few photo places and see if I can get some more coupons, so we start giving out more coupons before Photo September.
I actually printed canvas prints. I had 2 models, but this was my favorite. And I made 3 canvas prints and sent it to them as a thank you.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
sweet. That's sweet. Okay, Victor, you got a post too. Cute, all right.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And don't forget to see me before you go.
I will.
I got that paperwork out in the car.
Yes.
Okay. Can you work on this?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 19. Was there 3 online?
One will be, yeah, 3.
Okay, all righty. So that brings us to the close. Okay.
Can you go back one more time so I can tell a little girl that?
Sure.
Thank you.
That is, you want to be in the picture?
Sure.
I'll take a picture.
Oh, okay. Just so I can send it to them and say, guess what?
Hang on, Suzanne.
Oh.
I'm writing cell phone.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. No, I just wanted to let her perfect.
Okay. All right, so are there any questions? Okay.
I have PPSA, Franklin's birthday, hope somebody takes.
Oh, and a bunch of y'all were were seated already by the time I put out the flags, but on the way out, with the flags, we have a history of PSA, okay? We received 2 service awards, and we were top club 2 years ago in Peter Club, okay? And if you didn't sign in, okay, before you leave. And do me a favor, if you don't mind, grab a chair, put it over there and stand. Okay. Socialize a little bit, you have like 7.
And then you gotta be out.
Like 4 minutes. Like the program.
Oh.
What do you have?
Want to take your chair? You want them still?
No, I don't need it.
Take them?